Today you're going to be starting your winter moon project, and we're going to be doing this with a variety of values. We're going to gradually adjust from a plain white to a plain blue with various tints in between. Your high value, the lightest value, will be closest to the moon, and then you'll be getting darker as you go out to the corners of your paper. The way you're going to start this is each of you will be getting a navy blue piece of paper. You're going to be writing your name on the back and then flipping the paper over. The next step will be to trace a circle, this will be for your moon, in the center of your paper. I know you can't see my pencil lines right now, but you will be able to see them on your paper. Once you have these two steps done, we need to make sure our pencils get put away so we have a clean workspace for moving on to paint. Your paint trays will look like this. If you have 4 people at your table, you're going to have 4 spots of white, and each of you will have that area to do your color mixing. You're going to begin with plain white. The plain white will fill up your whole circle. And then you'll be moving on to your first tint. Remember that a tint is when you add white to a color to make it lighter. So if I'm going to want to have a really light blue, I'm going to add a tiny bit of blue to my white, and I can pull in a little bit more white to lighten it to get that nice high value, my lightest tint. I'm going to do a ring of this light blue around my moon. You're going to want to end up at least having 3 different values before you get to blue. Some of you will have more if these rings are more narrow, and some of you will just have kind of that smaller amount. Now I'm going to add a little bit more blue to this, and notice that I'm not using all of my white. I don't need all of that. So I'm just using a smaller space right to the side to do my mixing, so I still keep some of that white nice and clean. I'm going to speed this up so I won't do the whole ring. The next ring, have a little more blue added to it, and again you would go all the way around. That next value, add a little bit more blue until all you have left is the corners. The corners is going to be plain blue, and I'm going to use my placemat, but you can also use a paper towel to just kind of dab off. Make sure you get that lighter value off your paintbrush. I'm going to dip into the blue and get a nice plain blue in the corners. The last step is to add the snowflakes. So I'm going to set my paintbrush down on the placemat or lean it against the paint tray, and I'm going to be using white paint with a Q-tip. And you want to use the Q-tip kind of like a stamp rather than a painting device like what that you're kind of drawing with or painting with. You'll just dab little paint spots throughout your sky to represent the snowflakes. You'll do this until it looks like this. This is how far you'll be getting today. Next week, I'll teach you how to draw the branches that overlap the sky until you have your winter moon complete.